There are a ton of KD builds out there to choose from this year, but you're watching the latest one. This is Season 4 Kevin Durant, and 2K just announced that we'll be getting another bonus cap breaker at level 40 once again. So whether you have them already, or if you want to make a KD build that plans for future cap breakers, because we know 2K is likely to give us more in upcoming seasons, I got you covered in this video. I got a couple different versions for you to consider, so let's jump into it. So first off, I want to show you guys the build you'll be seeing in all these clips. I made it all the way back in Season 1, and I've been meaning to put this one out for a while, but other video ideas just took priority. So please excuse some of the older clips. I will say I haven't noticed anything too drastically different from how it feels to play now, and I still sprinkled in some newer clips for y'all in there. This build here is still really great to play on today's version of the game, and it scratches my KD itch enough. However, if I were to remake it considering what I know now, there's a few slight tweaks I would make, so let's take a look in the builder. The first one I'll show you, and my favorite, is a small forward version. I love the physicals we get, and if you run a certain takeover, you can be extra quick, which is going to feel super glitchy at 6'10". I'll get into that later. So just like my build, we're going to go 6'10", minimum wingspan and weight, and although he has a much longer wingspan in real life, you just can't get that in the game while still being able to shoot like KD. Now the first tweak I would make is going for an 88 mid-range instead of 89. I went for 89 on mine because I wanted to eventually go for 94 midi with 90 post control for legend post fades, which I'm sure will be insane at this height, but I already have a Kobe build if I want to go mess around with legend post badges, and Hall of Fame will be strong enough. Another change was bringing the 3-point down from 85 to 83 for bronze limitless. I think I just went for 85 before because I thought I needed the extra attributes, but when you're rhythm shooting, you probably won't even feel that much of a difference. Refining the shooting down to just what we need will allow us to get some other things I wish I had. So we still get Hall of Fame set shot, which is a staple for a KD build. A lot of people like to use their max +1 to bring it up to legend, which is valid, but I prefer to use it on Deadeye, and here's why. Shout out to 2K Labs and 2K Toots for doing what they do, and I'll have links to both these videos in the description as always. Hall of Fame is a great spot for the badge, not only because it boosts your green window through contests, but the defender also has to get closer to you if they want it to register as red tight. Now this makes us an absolute sniper at 6'10", just like Easy Money, a catch and shoot demon. Our ability to spread the floor is amazing, making this one of the best plug and play options for any team, because defenders can't sag too far off of you. They have to cover extra space to get to your high set point, and then even closer thanks to Hall of Fame Deadeye. But even when they do make it there, watch this. Over those. You just don't see them, and at this height, you can get real bold with some of your shot selections. Another glitchy part of KD builds this year is that 6'10" is just the height threshold where Shifty Shooter becomes tier 2, so we get to max +1 that to Hoff as well. And good luck guarding these fades. KD has great fade animations, and ever since they patched it so that we can shoot these with rhythm now, I've been taking them pretty much whenever I want. I also really like Dirk's spin jumper. Ooh, look how tough that was. As well as Joel Embiid's go-to shot. He sells the drive so well before snatching it back, so as long as you don't get bumped, it's a kill every time. People also like KD's go-to, which is good, but I haven't seen too many others talk about Embiid, so I want to give you another one to consider. We're going to drop the close shot to 81, which will bring post control along with it down to 86. This is so we can keep silver unpluckable, a nice little builder hack since we won't be getting our ball handle high enough for that badge, but I also love to work out of the post anyways, and KD has that in his game as well, so we're keeping Hall of Fame post fades. I don't have legend post fades on my version yet, and I'm still going to work in the post regardless, which is what made me realize I can live with Hoff instead. At 6'10", we're going over the top of most other small forwards, and remember, Hall of Fame Deadeye definitely helps here too. I love KD's fade where he swings around over his left shoulder. It's incredibly tough to guard because look how fast that animation is. It creates a lot of space, crazy move for being so tall. Dirk's post hop jumper also creates some good space as well. I like it because although it's slower, it feels similar enough to Kobe's post hop, so that's another move in our bag. So back to the builder, badges are everything, and we get all the major shooting ones at Hoff on a 6'10", which is absolutely insane. Now in the most recent patches, 2K buffed dunking, specifically meter dunking, so this is one area I would focus more on if I were to remake this build. They also just announced today that we'll be getting another extra cap breaker as our season level 40 prize. So if you're like me, you hit starter 3 for the first 5, and you hit level 40 in all the previous seasons, then you should have a total of 8 cap breakers by the time we finish season 4. As I said earlier, 5 on mid-range, but the rest of them on driving dunk to bring this 86 up to an 89 for both pro contacts off 1 and 2 feet. Another fun idea I was considering was 90 driving lay paired with 75 strength for gold physical finisher, which would be really great with all this length, but ultimately I decided to settle on 89 dunk instead. But of course, feel free to just use this as a template and adjust it to your playstyle. I would still keep 85 layup, which feels really solid on my Season 1 build, and it's just what you need for Kevin Durant's layup style. Now, I'm not upset with an 84 driving dunk, but of course 89 would be better. Just like my Kobe build, I love going to our post spins with gold post-up poet for easy dunks, and LeBron's dunk style gets you great animations. And I'll share all the animations later, but some of KD's layup gathers can get pretty nuts, even with an 84 dunk. So if you're fine with lower dunk, you can keep it at 84 for LeBron's dunk package and still be fine, but I would at least make sure to go to 85, and let me tell you why. Since we're already minimum weight and wingspan, we max the speed and agility, so this is the fastest you can possibly be at 6'10". But the slice takeover is what's going to make this KD build go crazy. Look at those ratings we'll get at takeover level 5. 89 speed and 85 agility on a 6'10 is wild. And we're a sharpshooter. And we're already a problem defensively without it, and I haven't even gotten to that part yet. I mean, I love the fact that you can confidently dex like this. Look how quick that was. So tough to guard. But imagine being even faster. We'll also get as high as a 96 driving dunk after CAPBREAKERS, and the poster machine takeover ability, so this version of Kevin Durant will be punching it on everyone. Slice is the only takeover in the game that increases both your speed and agility, and this is going to benefit our build all over the court. Like I said, it'll be huge for defense, but also definitely on fast breaks. If you make this build, you will be flying at 6'10". Make sure you keep it at small forward though, because the same build at the 4 gets less speed and agility, but if you want to run power forward on this build, I'll be going over that version after this one. 78 pass ac, 75 ball handle, and 68 speed with ball. This is all pretty standard on a KD build. You get great dribbling animations at 75, and 68 speed with ball is important for Bronze Lightning launch and Zion dribble style. You could bring down the pass ac if you want, but I like Bronze Visionary, and KD is a great team player, so I wanted to at least get that. Now we're going to get some incredible defense on this build considering how tall we are as a small forward. 74 interior D for Bronze post lock, 83 perimeter D and 73 steal for mostly silver badges and gold off-ball pest, and then 80 block for silver high-flying denier and bronze pogo stick. Now all these clips are with slightly worse defense, I would argue, because I didn't get as much speed and agility on my build. The block is better, so here's a clip of what 84 block looks like, but 80 is plenty. The rest of the attributes stayed the same, and I feel like I can guard anyone. Quick on our feet to stay with the guards, we're a unique combination of fast and long so we can play lanes really well, and we have the size and attributes to stop bigs down low. We get freaky with two-way, but even without it, my KD build feels like it moves just how KD should be capable of moving. You don't want to feel like you're stuck in mud, and I wouldn't say I ever feel like that on my current version, but I can only imagine how much better it would be to crank it up a little more and continue to get faster and faster as you increase levels on your slice takeover. It'll be very easy to stay in good position on D and even clean up some of your own mistakes when you're not. Now if you want a better shooting takeover, you can opt for Make It Rain, which is what I use on my current version for better mid-range, 3-point, and speed. You'll get Marksman for better standstill perimeter shooting, but I'm telling you, Slice would be insane on a build like this. We'll keep 73 strength for gold strong handle and all the badges you see here, and 78 vert for pro contact dunks off 1. Gold aerial wizard and silver high flying denier are nice badges here as well. And then we can round out the rest of this build with 70 O board and put the rest on free throw. But before we see the shades and build name, let's talk about future cap breakers too. Whether you hit vet 2 for the next set of 5 or sprinkle in some extra cap breakers from future season prizes, there's plenty of options to consider. First one I'm looking at here is +1 for 87 post control and gold post up poet. Like I mentioned earlier, spins out of the post for easy dunks and even better with contacts and poster machine. +4 block gets you silver paint patroller, definitely helps if you want to run power forward. +2 on vert can get you Hall of Fame aerial wizard. +4 pass ac can get you gold dimer. And +5 to driving lay would be nice for gold physical finisher, but then you'd have to make sure you also have at least 75 strength. Now on this exact version, it's hard to plan for that route efficiently, but maybe you're okay with giving up pro contacts off 1 and settle for 87 driving dunk instead. This would allow you to also drop the vert to 75, save you a bit more attributes, and now it's just +1 dunk, +1 post control, and at vet 2 you could throw +5 on layups. So yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can go about future proofing this build, and it can get a bit overwhelming, but thankfully, we made a Discord to help you out. Check out the link in the description, and feel free to join for personal build advice and be a part of a community that values hooping without toxicity. It's been growing fast, and I'll be mentioning it in every video. So come on by if you're looking for squad mates, or if you want help from me and a handful of other build geeks to optimize your build. So we're going to get shades of Scottie Pippen, Paul George, Harrison Barnes, and we're a two-way, 3-level scoring threat. I think my version was the same, but after putting CAPBREAKERS on mid-range, I was able to get two-way catch and shoot ace. I assume you could maybe get that on this build too because they're so similar, but I can't guarantee it. So this is my personal take on how I would make a KD build in Season 4. I would lean into the physicals and be crazy fast at 6'10", while keeping all the major shooting badges Hall of Fame, be an elite rim attacker, and still be a great defender. But maybe it's not as good at the 4, though I think you could still get away with it. So let me show you a version that can play a little bigger if you want to run power forward. So first thing you'll notice is that it's slower, and I brought the weight up to 216 for better rebounding. Almost everything else can stay the same, but drop the pass act to 75 and still keep silver break starter, and drop the perimeter D to 80 for gold off ball pest. This will allow us to get that 84 block right away for silver paint patroller, and we could also beef up some of the rebounding, getting you silver rebound chaser since we'll be down low more. I would still run slice on this build and be sprinting all over the court with 86 speed and 82 agility at 6'10". Make It Rain is still a solid option, and honestly SWAT Specimen seems like a kind of cool look for a build like this. But let me know down in the comments if there's other takeovers you like more than the case I made for Slice on a KD build. This power forward version gets shades of AK-47, Kevin Durant himself, which is always satisfying, and Jason Tatum, and it's a 3-level scoring threat. I'll show you the animations and jump shot now, which I currently use on my KD build, and it would all stay the same if I made either of the versions I shared with you all today. If you made it to this point, comment small forward KD or power forward KD for the version that you like better. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to drop a like and subscribe, and also check out some of my other builds. I got a couple more lined up coming soon, so keep an eye out. My last video was a fun one on the deep post bag takeover, and the algorithm didn't pick it up as much, so if you missed it, check it out. It's a follow-up to the Kobe build, which you guys seem to love. As I mentioned before, feel free to head down in the description of this video and click the link to join our Discord. Thanks for taking the time. Catch you all on the next one. Peace.